If you're scrolling TikTok, thinking your life is dramatic, sorry pal over in Nepal, Gen Z just threw the ultimate rave by literally setting parliament on fire. No filters, no green screens, Singha Durbar. Their big, shiny parliament building is actually crispy in real life. Hi, I'm Benny Bungle, professional exposer of nonsense and certified mood killer at family dinners, whenever politics comes up. And today we're not talking boba tea reviews or breakups between TikTok lovebirds. Nope, we're talking about an entire generation that decided, why play GTA on your console when you can launch the Himalaya Edition live? Nepal isn't just Everest yak butter tea or spiritual retreats anymore. Nope, it's got a brand new export. Gen Z uprising now with extra flames. And trust me, nobody's safe this time. Not the Prime Minister, not the cops. Not even the poor tourists stuck at Kathmandu airport, staring at their delayed flights, while Parliament burns like it's a bonfire party. September 2025. Nepal wakes up not to monks chanting, or yak bells clanging, but to Gen Z flooding the streets, because the government decided to ban Facebook, X, Twitter, and YouTube. Translation: the geniuses in charge basically poked the hornet's nest of live stream addicts. Result: boom. The whole country hit go live, but with tear gas. Reuters, Time, ABC all confirm. This wasn't just about losing memes. It was about losing the only safe place to roast politicians, flex filters, and expose Nepo kids. You know, the minister's son rolling up in a Range Rover while half the nation queues for rice. No posts, no memes, no TikTok dances equals no oxygen. Kathmandu streets erupted. Tear gas, rubber bullets, and then real bullets. Human Rights Watch and The Guardian report. At least 19 dead, hundreds injured. Police started blasting like it was Counter-Strike, forgetting that these weren't bots. They were students with banners, and the government thought, cut the Wi-Fi, problem solved. Wrong. Gen Z aren't just cat video dealers. They organize through Bluetooth, airdrop, and offline apps cops couldn't even spell. That's how a political crisis exploded. And don't underestimate Nepal, because when Gen Z decides to unfollow the government, the entire nation turns into one giant. Flaming comment section. The climax, picture this. Kids still in their school uniforms storming parliament, chanting like it's a halftime show. Shut down corruption, not social media. And then no trailer. Needed Nepal's parliament building. Singha Durbar actually caught fire. Time, Al Jazeera, ABC, all confirmed. The scenes looked less like politics and more like a new season of Squid Game. Young people smashing barricades, clashing with cops, and yes, lighting the place up. If this were a Hollywood movie, the director would have called for CGI fire. But nope, this was 100% raw, dusty, live-streamed smoke. Kathmandu, once a tourist-friendly capital, now resembled a survival game map. But the disaster didn't stop there. Over 13,000 prisoners broke out. Yes, 13,000, and suddenly Kathmandu Airport looked less like an international hub and more like a bus station in meltdown. The former prime minister's wife was badly injured. Lives were lost, and the streets packed with cops, protesters, and terrified civilians. It wasn't just protest anymore. It was PUBG with no respawn button. Navbharat Times and India Today called it an unprecedented disaster. I'll be honest. Nepal just unlocked Apocalypse DLC. When Parliament's on fire, prisoners are on the loose, and half the country is live streaming. It's game over for one man. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. He had to backtrack on that internet ban, faster than a kid copying test answers. The second the teacher looks away, the army rolled out instantly. Nationwide curfews, soldiers patrolling the streets, outnumbered food delivery riders, and Kathmandu Airport, opening and closing so randomly that tourists were basically crying. We came for inner peace, but apparently signed up for the International Riot Festival. The Economic Times wrote, Nepal has fallen into its deepest crisis since the Civil War. Benny's translation: you mute Gen Z online, they'll unmute offline with Molotov cocktails, a country once famous for yoga retreats, and meditation retreats is now watching its youth practice mindfulness through smoke and fire. And let's be real, this isn't just fallout. It's a flashing neon warning sign. Never ever cut off Gen Z's Wi-Fi. You will lose, because Gen Z isn't the suffer in silence generation anymore. They don't just type "so sad RN" and go to bed. They live stream, they meme, and when pushed, they burn buildings. Some political outlets say, this isn't a color revolution, like Ukraine or Hong Kong. It's simpler than that. When your food is threatened, fire is the predictable response. People's Dispatch calls it a fight for survival. Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have also spoken up, demanding independent investigations into security forces shooting protesters and stressing that the right to protest is inviolable. But Gen Z didn't wait for international reports. They've already sent their message. If you don't let us speak, smoke and fire will speak for us. Listen up, Gen Z everywhere. Nepal isn't a Netflix special you binge and then scroll to cat videos. It's a mirror held up to your face. Don't kid yourself that it's too far away in the Himalayas, a valley with no 4G. The internet has no passport. What's burning in Kathmandu today will be smoking up your newsfeed tomorrow, if you're thinking. Let the Nepal kids deal with it. I'll just keep scrolling TikTok. Congratulations. You've officially joined the ranks of the helpless audience, and the helpless audience is good only at spamming reactions. History, on the other hand, will block you. So here's Benny's unsolicited advice for Gen Z worldwide. Learn the spirit from Nepal, not the tools. Nobody's asking you to DIY a Molotov tutorial. Speak up, stand tall. But remember, a sharp tongue and a pen are stronger than a gas can. Build squads, form communities. Launch projects, run for office. Clap back with ideas. That's the kind of weapon that actually lasts. And yeah, post your memes. But keep this in mind. A meme makes people laugh for 5 seconds. Action makes people remember for 50 years. Bottom line, you don't need to turn your school into the Hunger Games. You just need to make your voice. Something no government can ban. Gen Z everywhere. Make sure the kids after you look back and say, those were the builders, not those were the cat photo spammers, because if you stay silent, history will sweep you straight into the spam folder. Nepal 2025 dropped an unforgettable scene. Gen Z didn't just torch Parliament. They torched the naive little myth that young people only know TikTok dances. Sorry, but yeah, they dance. They just happen to dance straight into history. Cliffhanger for the whole planet. Don't ask. When will they stop? Ask instead. Where does the wave crash next? New York, London, Bangkok, or maybe right in your own city, where you're still pretending it's safe to sit around reviewing bubble tea. Reality check you don't have. The right to sit this one out. The internet killed the idea of far away. A hashtag burning in Kathmandu today. Global trend tomorrow. You think you're off stage, but trust me, you're just stuck in the waiting room. And here's Benny's sweet but savage warning. If you're Gen Z and your resume is just filters, cafe reviews, and spamming reactions, history will politely escort you to the spectator section. Nepal proved it. An entire nation can flip into a live stream protest in under 24 hours. No pause button. No beauty filter. Just raw, uncut reality. I'm Benny Bungle, the guy who loves poking holes in the shiny makeup of every generation. And I'll be blunt. If you don't want to be just a viewer, hit subscribe right now. Because trust me, the next episode of Gen Z Revolts might not premiere in Nepal. It might be streaming directly into your own news feed.